One word to describe Amie is vivacious. You know.
This is so hard because I just want to like burst with so many words, but I would say badass. Badass is for sure Amie. Yeah.
Amie is an enigma. She has endless energy and just is insane.
She's a fireball and super brave. I mean, she's the first person to tell you that, you know, she's scattered in the morning or she's got a million things going on and she's terrified of, you know, this responsibility of running this place and keeping all these people moving. And I think for her to fight through that every day, that's super brave. She's amazing.
One word I would use to describe Amie, spicy.
Relentless.
Resilient. She is so, like her determination and her ambition is so infectious. Just even being in the same room as her, you're kind of motivated just by her presence.
Wild. Infectious. I met Amie because I Instagram stalked the shit out of her and then went to a couple of her spin classes and I thought she was so fucking cool. And I was like, please get coffee with me. And she did. And then me and her sat at Fourth for like 3 hours and she told me all about her vision and she cried in front of me. And then I immediately was like, oh, she lives heart forward just like me. Like it's all just out there for everybody. And so that's how we met.
I used to go to Amie's spin classes a couple of years ago, and that's not really how we met. I knew of her at that point, and it was always this like little lady running around the studio. But when I went into instructor training, that's when I could meet her face to face, and it was almost like a finally kind of moment where I could like learn about her and what she really stood for, and it was one of the best experiences I've ever had.
I met her through my wife, Jenny Lynn. I think we did work out together one time at the November Project, which was not for us. It's way too early. And I hadn't really seen her, you know, other than online until she started the community here on Main Street and got up and running. And then I think we were here on week 1 and kind of reconnected.
I met Amie at her very first pop-up class exactly a year ago. She greeted me with the biggest hug and I never knew her and she just felt like a friend from that very first moment.
I met Amie. One of my friends wanted to go to her boxing pop-up and I was like, all right, I know how to box. It's just another boxing class, so it'll be fun. So I went to her boxing class and I walked up and was like, what the fuck just happened? But she was just so hyped about the entire thing that I ended up going back the next week.
It was the first time that I did a spin class, which I had no idea what the hell I was getting into. And as soon as she was doing like the dips and the pumps, I'm like, what am I doing? But I liked her, I loved her energy and I loved the music of it. And afterwards I talked to her, I'm like, man, that was so hard. And she's like, honestly, the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. And that's exactly what happened.
Amie and I met on Instagram. We started chatting through messages and then we eventually both attended a yoga outside -30 at 408 and it was amazing. And on the first day that we met, she actually told me that she wanted to open a spin studio and here we are 2.5 years later in that studio.
I met Amie 3 years ago at another spin studio and I went to her class for the first time and I just started going to her class all the time and we became really good friends from our addiction to spinning in a dark room doing body rolls and dips and pumps.
What does the community and space mean to me? The community and the space, it feels like home. It just feels like an episode of Cheers where everyone knows your name and they're always glad you came. I am so comfortable here and I just feel like I always want to be here to hang out with all of my friends and my people and We all work together. It doesn't even feel like work. And I'm getting emotional. The community is everything. It's a place where you can see the love on the walls within it. It's just home to me.
It's a home away from home. This is a place where we can come and make ourselves feel welcome and together, and we build all these memories, and being in different stages of our lives, it's a chance to like foster this community literally that we've never had before.
The community gave me a different life. And I mean that in the sense it came into my life at such a pivotal time that I needed something positive, and I needed something to just be a beacon of hope and strength. And I think that's what it's been.
For me, community is a way for me to get my life back. Before the community, I would legit pick fights with my husband so we wouldn't go to the gym. So this is a way that I had my own identity.
It's a place where we just feel, my wife and I just feel so at home, and we can just show up and work out and see people that we kind of see, you know, a couple times a week, and it's so nice to see the same faces week in and week out, and celebrate each other's wins, and you know, build each other up when we're struggling.
It's not really just a job. It's somewhere I can like go and express myself. It's really somewhere that just kind of, it brings out the best in people, I guess. You know, you can just be yourself here, whatever that means to you.
So much more than just like a gym for me. Not only is it a really fun way to work out, but it has just opened so many doors to how many people are in the city and how many people crave a space like the community that's so welcoming and honest, and just a place that's not gonna really bullshit you. The community has just really connected me to a lot of friends and a lot of people, and it's just opened me up in ways that I wouldn't have thought that I'd be here a year ago.
The community came into my life in a really dark time, and so did Amie. So when I think about the community and what it's brought into my life, it's just an abundance of everything that I hoped it would be.
Everything to me. I have found a sense of self over the past few months, which I struggled with for a very long time. So it holds a very, very dear place in my heart. I'm gonna cry. Oh no.
Favorite memory of Amie. It was in the summer, and I was here at the studio, but we just spent the whole day together. We got a milkshake, we went and sat at a coffee shop, and I have spent time alone with her before, but I just got to experience Amie one-on-one, and it was the most comfortable thing I've ever done. I never felt like awkward, or I never felt that I was out of place. She just made me feel like we were two friends, two really close friends that had known each other for a very long time, that were just hanging out. And it was just such a great day, and I still like cherish that day.
And I don't know why this one is the one that I feel the most like feels about, but I had just finished my first ever team teach with her, and a couple of my friends were milling around right after the class ended, and they were like, how was that? And I was like, it was fine. And then the door shut, and I think they left, and Amie took literally one look at me, and I just lost my shit completely. Like, I just started crying, and I was losing my mind. I was fucking just bawling my eyes out, and I was like, ah. And she was like, that wasn't perfect, but it also wasn't bad. She knew that it was the right time to give me certain feedback, and it was valuable feedback that I still remember to this day. But it was just in such a tender way, where it was like, she was like, wasn't perfect, but you fucking got this. And then there was another time where she was like, I had to throw you in the fire, Reagan. I had no choice. And I was like, that's fine. Okay.
Oh, there are so many. Would have to be when we celebrated her 30th birthday and she took us to the space before construction had even started. And her just telling us her dreams for the space and how things were gonna be laid out. Just seeing that dream come to fruition. In that moment, that's when I started believing in the community and all of the changes that we were gonna make in the space.
Probably my 5th class I taught, and I got feedback after the 4th one, and she was like, you're too quiet, your music's too quiet, everything's too quiet, you need to turn it up like 1,000,000%. And then she walked out of my 5th class and she was like, I'm so proud of you. That was night and day. I think that was the moment when I really like actually felt like, not that I could just do this, but I could actually be good and competitive at it. And that's all thanks to Amie.
I do remember my first class with Amie. I told her this so many times. I hated my first class. I walked in there, Amie, I still remember what she was wearing. She was wearing space buns, glitter all over her face, and glow sticks everywhere. And she came in yelling, saying, who wants to party on a Friday night in a dark room? And I was like with my friends saying, shit, what the fuck is this? And I hated it, but came back anyways and ended up being really good friends with her 3 years later.
One thing I want to say to Amie is I hope you realize what you've created for us. I hope you realize the impact that you've had on all of our lives. I hope you know how much we love you and how much we care about you and want to see the community succeed. And I'm just so proud of you, and I'm so proud to know you. That was like 6 things, but she deserves it, so.
At one of my lowest points this year, when I was really struggling, and when I was struggling to change my life for the better, what you built, not just Amie herself, obviously Amie, but like the people that I met through her classes, oh my God, like I have no words for the way that changed my entire thing. Like now, Thursday used to be like going out, getting drunk, going home, eating a frozen pizza, and then going to work tired. And now I get to text my friends who are all spin instructors and other instructors and see if they want to go to a workout class. And I know that seems small, but it's everything.
Thank you. Like, this is the place that I can be me. I feel strong. And without this, I don't know where I'd be. It's my anchor. I miss it when I'm not here. And the people are so lovely. And it takes a real magic person to bring all these people together. So thanks.
Thank you. I don't know. This is just such a cool space, and it's so close to us. And it just brought together so many cool people. And you can tell that Amie just has this magical quality that attracts all these people here. And it's a really cool thing to see and be a part of. So, thanks, Amie.
You are changing so many lives. Like, you have no idea the impact that your presence has on everyone. Like, you just inspire people to be the best versions of themselves. And I think that is why we all are so attracted to you and this space, because you are so authentic and you're so kind, and you just want everyone to level up and just be the best. And thank you. I feel like I really found myself this year because of the community, and I don't know, it's just, life is crazy, and I can't thank you enough for bringing me and putting me on this upward trajectory to like, for greatness. Love you.
Doing great. Love your hair. That's all I got.
One thing I wish I could say to Amie is thank you. Thank you so much for believing in everybody else, but more or less believing in yourself that you could do something like this and really be the pioneer for creating a space as special as this is. And I wish you would really, be in your heart that we all love you. You are such a light of joy in everybody's week, and I don't think words can describe to anybody just how much you mean to all of us and how much you've had an impact to us. So at the end of the day, thanks for being you.
Being here and in this, I'm so incredibly grateful to be part of the community and to be able to bring joy into movement with the community in the city.
You don't know this, but you honestly hold a very, you have a piece of my heart. You really do. And I just want you to know that. You have been such a big inspiration. And I don't think you realize the impact you have on the people that you come across every day. And I know you brush it off like it's nothing, or you feel like you don't have that kind of impact on people, but you do. I have become a totally and completely different person ever since becoming friends with you in a good way. And I want you to know that you do that for many other people, and I know that for a fact. So I just want to say I love you. You're crazy, but I wouldn't have it any other way. That's it.